In a few moments, we will see how using Nuance Mix, you and your team can quickly get started building a virtual assistant like the one I will be using shortly here on my bank's website. With Mix's easy to use, powerful built-in accelerators, you can achieve go-to-market in weeks instead of years. Upon entering the chat window, Best Bank's digital assistant greets me with a "How can I help you" message. I want to pay my credit card bill. The application appears to have correctly understood my intent is to pay a credit card bill and actually already began the conversational payment flow. Here, using the interactive option, I will select the checking account as my pay from account. Having successfully retrieved my credit card account balance through a backend system call, the application displays the correct balance on my credit card account. And also, options for a payment amount can be easily selected, and I'll go ahead and select a different amount. And finally, with a confirmation from the backend payment processing system, the application has now reached the end of the bill pays conversational dialog with a confirmation message. So what we just saw here was an intelligent virtual assistant at work by letting me interact just like I would if I were chatting with a real person on the other end. A rich, data-driven experience all throughout. And of course, allowing me to easily pay my bill when I want to, from where I want to. Now, I think it's time for a look inside Mix's conversational dialogue design tool. We are here in Mix's in-tool testing module for conversational dialogue design. What we see is a preview of the conversational application flow we will be testing shortly. I was able to build this in just a few minutes using Mix's powerful drag and drop design accelerators I mentioned earlier. And I did not have to write a single line of code to make all this happen. Mix automatically generates the code necessary to run my application across all the channels I included in our design, significantly reducing time and budget needed for building an intelligent automated virtual assistant for your organization. Now using Mix, both your technical and non-technical team members can get hands-on involved in designing and testing your application. To begin our test run, I need to first select the channel I want to test in. As I mentioned, Mix will allow this application to run just about anywhere, on a website, on a smartphone, a remote control, a smart home device, or even a big scary IVR application can now be built using Mix. To get started, I will select Facebook as my choice of channel. When I click Start, what we'll see on the left side is my interactions with the virtual assistant, and on the right, we will now notice this application design nodes will become animated and will follow along node to node, reflecting wherever in the conversational design I am at that moment, providing us a unique visual diagnostic opportunity. My application has now started executing and arrived at its first action node, a data collection node. Here, the application is making a call to the backend system at the bank to pull in my information from the CRM database. And by pulling in my first name, last name, and my account details, I am ready to proceed. And coming to the next node, a "How may I help you" node, this prompt got personalized using the data I just provided. So here, instead of a standard message, it was customized or personalized using my name. And also, it's showing how it's channel aware by making a custom message for this particular channel and saying Best Bank Digital Assistant now on Facebook Messenger. Now, I will So using my own words, tell it that I want to pay my Visa card using my checking account. Here, my application has already proceeded along and was able to successfully bring out the intent of my sentence that I entered, that I want to make a payment, and with that has entered the bill payment module. Entering the bill payment module, the first stop, it's at a powerful node built-in function called the question router. Using the question router at design time, I was able to assign, using drop downs, the information I need to collect, such as the payee, the pay amount, date, and the from account. And now at runtime, the question router is automatically checking which pieces of information I provided and which ones are still pending, and will automatically guide us through the collection process. How much would I like to pay? $100. And now, as expected, the question router has confirmed the payment amount and has proceeded to collect the date. So let's just give it July 28th or the 29th. Fantastic. So with that entered, I am now at the confirmation node. And just like we saw on my bank's virtual assistant, this application is also providing information captured at runtime dynamically by replacing all those placeholders that we see on the right hand side that was in my design in greens and blues, showing their special placeholder purpose. And now I'm ready to proceed. So, yes, please. I want to quickly point out here, you may have noticed some of the messages back from our Facebook VA during this test had two entries, a text and a TTS, or text to speech. These nodes reflect how the application is ready to converse with our end customers or end users either via text or using speech. We are now back at our main application node and to How May I Help You node we passed through earlier, but this time with a different message altogether. Yes, this is indeed another built-in feature that allowed me to easily build a natural conversational dialogue. Let's take a look at how a channel-specific greeting is displayed by the application when I select Apple Business Chat as my channel. Apple Business Chat, or ABC, is a messaging application on Apple devices that allows consumers to connect with businesses quickly and easily. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and make a backend call and enter my application node for Apple Business Chat. And look at that, Mix delivers. I now have a custom channel specific message on my screen for Apple Business Chat. Don't think I have told you yet. Mix is not only multi-channel, but also multilingual. And using my toggle switch here, I can quickly and easily switch to my Spanish call flow right within this same application. And now to test it out, let's go ahead and select a new channel we haven't tested yet. And I will go ahead and select the IVR voice channel. I click restart and it started off, and I have arrived at the same prompt that I would expect my backend data call node, and I will actually this time bypass. Indeed, my application seems ready to converse in Spanish as well as English. You heard me mention how Mix supports natural language understanding, or NLU. It's time for a look inside Mix's NLU building application. This is where we train the machine on how to speak human. We begin by adding sample sentences. Some of the ways our end users might express what they are trying to do is reflected here. And we also want to help recognize additional information that's valuable in completing actions like bill payment. Using pre-built entities to the right here, I was able to quickly build a list of custom entities to collect information like payee and payment date. Just like we saw earlier in Mix's dialog test mode, I can also quickly toggle over to my Spanish language model and either test out using the in-tool try mode or enhance this model by adding in new languages. And now for a quick stop at Mix's Command Center, the Mix dashboard. Here we can see projects that I'm working on at different levels. I can see members that I've added at different levels to collaborate with me in building my project. Import export allows your teams to quickly bring in assets that from another project are completely outside of Mix, or export out Mix projects to get a quick start on a new Mix project. Here, our teams can also do builds management and etc. etc. Finally, documentation. Mix's deep documentation library is accessible from all nodes within Mix. Once you have signed up for Mix, I invite you to come and explore quick start videos and quick start projects that you can quickly get started building your own AI applications. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share with you today. And I hope I was able to show you how Mix is ready to help you and your team to quickly build powerful self-service options for all your customer contact channels.